For a while now, we've been doing a series called 5 Things You Didn't Know about Call of Duty, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, Infinite Warfare, and obviously we've been continuing that series in Black Ops 4. Now, so far we've had one episode of 5 Things You Didn't Know about Blackout, and it went over really well with the massive response that you guys wanted to see more. So today, I don't only give you 5 things, but 10 things you didn't know about Blackout. And once again, guys, if you do enjoy this series, you want to see more of it, the best way to show me is by hitting that like button, because the more likes these video gets, the more I am to continue on the series and show you more and more things that you may not know about Blackout or multiplayer or whatever you guys want to see. Now, before we dive into those 10 things, I just wanted to let you guys know about my Instagram. On my Instagram, I upload some pictures from my real life, some images from Black Ops 4, and also some video clips from Blackout, from multiplayer, basically some cool things that happen to me in-game. So if you're interested in knowing more about my real life or some more about Call of Duty news, a great place to go is my Instagram. It'll be the first link down in the description, and if you have Instagram and it's something you're interested in, be sure to click that link down in the description. But as far as the 10 things you didn't know about Blackout, how these type of videos work is, first of all, I take some of your comments from the previous video and test those things out, and on top of that, I test some things that personally I'm just a little bit curious about and want to know how they work in Blackout. Now, you may be wondering why you're watching Ruin eat a sandwich. Well, there is a reason for that. In fact, this is the first thing you didn't know about Blackout, and that is that this gesture is called the Nom 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 Gesture. And as far as most of the characters in the game go, this gesture is exactly that. They simply eat this sandwich. However, there is one character that is only in Blackout that this doesn't work, and of course, that is Reaper, because Reaper is a robot, doesn't have a mouth, can't chew, can't eat. What does he do with the sandwich? Well, you're still able to use the gesture. However, he throws away the sandwich and gets rid of it. He is the only character in the game that does this to the sandwich. And it just shows you the amount of detail they put into some of these gestures. And I thought that was a really cool detail that a lot of you probably didn't know. But as far as the gameplay goes, that doesn't really affect it. But what Ethan asked is, I was wondering, can you grapple onto a helicopter while it's flying? And if so, can you ride it like a water ski? So, interesting question. You think that might actually work because probably the helicopter moves faster than the grapple. So I actually tested this out, and as it turns out, you cannot grapple to any sort of vehicle. Helicopter, ATV, cargo, nothing. It just, as soon as you aim at it, it doesn't let you do it. And not only that, if you're flying as a passenger in a helicopter, you can also not grapple out of the helicopter. I'm not really sure why. Probably it just breaks the game a little bit, so they just removed it altogether. So you can use other pieces of equipment. As you can see, I threw the cluster grenade, but when you try to use the grappling hook, it just honks at you and says you can't do it. Now, in the previous 5 things you didn't know about Blackout, one of the things we tested was the trophy system, and we found out that pretty much any throwable was destroyed by a trophy system. But Jack asked, can you throw a trophy system at a trophy system? So we went ahead and tested it out, and as it turns out, a trophy system does actually counter a trophy system. So if you throw it anywhere near someone else's, it will blow it up completely. Now, the one thing I didn't know about the trophy in Blackout is that when your enemy puts it down, if you hear it on the ground, it might actually be a bad idea to shoot it, because as it turns out, you can simply go and pick it up and take it for yourself. So you might as well just pick it up and then throw it back down on the ground, because then it's your trophy system. I had no idea that that was a possible interaction, but as it turns out, you can absolutely do that. Now, another thing that I showed you in a different video, 100 tips about Blackout, was that you can actually one-hit kill zombies with a combat axe. So what I wanted to test was the basketball against zombies, but as it turns out, the basketball isn't nearly as effective. The basketball, you can hit zombies many times, and it essentially does nothing to them. And also, a lot of the time, the basketball kind of glitches out and just ends up floating in the air. Now, another thing we tested in a previous video is how effective mesh mines were, especially against vehicles. But you guys specifically asked, what if you were wearing level 3 armor with 2 200 health and you had Reinforced on, which by the way reduces the incoming damage from explosives. And as it turns out, if you have level 3 and 200 health and Reinforced and you drive over a mesh mine with a cargo truck, you actually don't take any damage. Your level 3 armor takes the brunt of it, and Reinforced makes it so you still have 200 health. In fact, you can be wearing level 1 armor or no armor at all, but if you have Reinforced on, you will still survive in a cargo truck. However, in any other vehicle, that's not the case. As you can see here, I'm driving an ATV with level 3 armor and Reinforced, and I still die. It only works this way in a cargo truck. So as you can see, Reinforced is very powerful against mesh mines, especially in a cargo truck. However, if Reinforced isn't available, mesh mines are absolutely devastating, not only as a tripwire, but also as a projectile. You see, a lot of people don't know that mesh mines can literally be used as almost like a rocket launcher to shoot directly at vehicles and kill people, as you can see here. So if you're playing squads and the enemy team comes a-knocking with a cargo truck, you can pull off a little play like this.
There's also a truck coming. Truck coming. I got mesh mines.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a full team. That's going right for us, dude.
Boom, baby!
Oh! No way!
What did you do? Mesh mines.
So like I said, a new way to use mesh mines, and personally I like that way a little bit more than using them like a tripwire. Now the next thing you guys asked is, would you die if you skydived into a helicopter's blade? So I tested it out. And as it turns out, no, there is no hitbox for the helicopter's blades. I know this because I landed on top of the helicopter, which I didn't know was possible, and died because I fell off of the helicopter. But of course, you guys know me. After finding this out, I wanted to take it a step further, because if the helicopter's blades couldn't kill you, that meant that technically you could land in the helicopter's passenger seat. So what I wanted to try is to skydive and land in the passenger seat sitting in the helicopter. So I tried and tried and tried tons of times, and the closest I got was landing on the helicopter. But basically what I found out is that while you have your wingsuit deployed, you don't get the little pop-up that says press square to sit in passenger seat. So as it turns out, that was not possible, but there is something that was. You see, if you don't deploy your wingsuit, it's a ballsy move, because if you miss, you die. But the little signal to press square does pop up, and as it turns out, you can land in the passenger seat that way. So as you can see here, jumping off of construction, I landed in the helicopter passenger seat. Not gonna lie, I kind of felt like I was in a Michael Bay movie, and honestly couldn't believe that it actually worked. Now, the last two things that I'm going to give you in this video are two kind of secret hidden locations on the Blackout map that a lot of people don't know about. Now, the first one is in Rivertown. Now, the red barn is one of the locations on the map that stands out the most, but there's actually a secret area in this barn that a lot of people didn't know you can get to. You see, looking at the front of the building, if you look at the peak of the barn, you can see a little window there, which doesn't really seem like a place where people could be looking out of. However, if you walk around the other side of the barn, hop up here, and then climb onto the roof, there's actually a couple of skylights that you can break and jump down into the rafters. And as it turns out, not only is this an area that you can go, but also sometimes loot spawns here as well. You can find some healing, some weapons, or some ammo in these rafters. And if you know that your enemies are coming for you, I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty sneaky location to get the jump on your enemy. But as it turns out, there's actually a few places around the map that are like this. Another one is in Train Station. Now, there's kind of two sections to Train Station. First of all, the area with all the trains, but then there's also the main building. And in this main building, there's a bunch of trusses spanning across the roof. Now, personally, I didn't know you could get up there until I got killed by someone camping up there. So if you're in doubt, that's actually a pretty good location to hide. Now, the downside to this is personally the only way I know how to get up there is via a grappling hook, but there's even a better spot once you're actually up there. If you go to this room over here, there's actually trusses built in for the entire roof. So you can actually jump down onto there, and when you lay down, virtually no one can see you. So if you're trapped against a whole other team and you're the only one left alive, it's a pretty damn good hiding spot. Or if you're like me and don't like like sitting around as much, now you know that this is an area where the enemy could be hiding and waiting to kill you. But ladies and gentlemen, those are 10 things you probably didn't know about Blackout. If there's anything you'd like me to test in a future video, or that I missed in this video, feel free to let me know down in the comments, and maybe you'll get your comment featured on a future video. Also, if you liked the video, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that like button. It does really help out the channel, and shows me that you want to see more videos like this one, because the more likes this video gets, the more likely I am to continue this series. Also, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, the best way to stay up to date on all of my videos is make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you have notifications turned on. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard, and I want